Hello and welcome to this presentation about using the domain up-down control in a Windows Form application using C#. The objective of this presentation is to provide a detailed overview of the domain up-down control and its features, and demonstrate how to use it in a C# project. Firstly, let's understand what the domain up-down control is. It is one of the many controls available in Windows Form application. The Windows Forms domain up-down control looks like a combination of a text box and a pair of buttons for moving up or down through a list. The control displays and sets a text string from a list of choices. The user can select the string by clicking up and down buttons to move through a list, by pressing the up and down arrow keys, or by typing a string that matches an item in the list. To add the domain up-down control to your form, you simply need to drag and drop it from the toolbox. Once you added it, you can right-click on it and select Properties to access its various properties. To define the list of items, you can use the Items property. To add the values to the domain up-down control programmatically, you can simply type the following code. Here, the domain up-down 1 is the name of the domain up-down control. In addition to the Items property, the domain up-down control has several other properties that you can use to customize its behavior. Items. List of items to be displayed in the control. Read only. Determines whether the user can edit the control. Wrap. Indicates whether values wrap around at either end of the item list. Sorted. Controls whether items in the domain list are sorted. And text align. Indicates how the text should be aligned. Domain of the control also has events that you can handle in your code. For example, selected item change. This event occurs when the selected item in the domain of the control changes. The value change is raised when the value of the control changes, either by using the up and down buttons or by setting the value property programmatically. So now that I have discussed the basic understanding of the domain of the control, let's try and apply it in a C# project using Sharp Develop. I'll demonstrate how to add the control to a form, define its properties, and handle its effects. So first, let's find the domain up-down control in our toolbox and add it into our form. As you can see, it comes with an up and down button that the user can use to select a string from the list. Now, let's add some value into the list. You can do this either to the properties window, which is over here, or programmatically by writing code that adds the values to the items collection. So for our demo, let's add the three primary colors: red, let's change the text property to primary color. Now let's run the program and see what happens. As you can see, the domain of down control displays all the strings that I've entered, and we can use the up and down buttons to select a specific value. So let's take this a step further and add a button that displays the selected string into a label. So in order to display the selected string from the domain of down control, we can add a button to our form and a label. Double-click on the button to create an event handler. Once we have this event handler, we can add some code into that and we'll set the text that will set the text of a label control to the currently selected item in the domain of the control. So we have our label and let's name it LB1. Once we have the label control, let's go back to our button clicks event handler and add the following code. lb1.x primary color. This code sets the text property of the label control to a string that says primary color followed by the currently selected item in the domain of the control. This way, when the user clicks the button, the label will display the selected string. So let's run the program. Let's go. Let's go. Finally, let's move to the event. When you have a domain up-down control on your form and you want to update other parts of your application based on the user's selection, you can use the selected item changed event. This event is triggered whenever the user selects a new item from the list using the up and down buttons on the control. So go to the properties window and click on the list of events, which is the lightning bolt icon. Find the selected item change, double click on it to create a new handler, and add this code. This code will update the text of the form to the currently selected item in the domain of down control. So let's try and run the program. As you can see, if the user selects yellow from the list, the text of the form will change to yellow. And if we choose blue, the text of the form will turn into blue. So that is a simple way we can utilize the domain of down control onto our C# program. This is a great way to create dynamic and interactive user interfaces that respond to user input in real time. So this concludes my presentation regarding domain of down control. Thank you all.